Can you believe this is our last Remnant TV of 2020? Because I can. Go ahead and drop in the chat your description of 2020. Mine would be crazy. We have a special lineup for Remnant TV today. But before we do that, we're going to do trivia. Get ready to check to see who our winners are going to be. Let's go.
It's trivia time. You know the deal. The question will show on the screen, and you drop your answer in the chat. The person with the most correct answers wins the prize. You ready? Let's get started. Question number 1. How do you say Merry Christmas in Spanish? Time starts now.
T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We started easy on you. Question 2. Where was baby Jesus born? Time starts now.
T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I hope you got that one right. Question 3. How many gifts in total were given in the 12 Days of Christmas song? Get your calculator out.
T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah, that was tough. Question 4. What popular Christmas song was actually written for Thanksgiving? Time starts now.
T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Question 5. 3 of Santa's reindeer's names begin with the letter D. What are those? Time starts now.
T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, question 6. What did the other reindeer not let Rudolph do because of his shiny red nose? Time starts now.
T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Let's see how you did. Question 1. Feliz Navidad is Merry Christmas in Spanish. Question 2. Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Question 3. The 12 Days of Christmas song gives 364 gifts. Question 4. Jingle Bells was originally written for Thanksgiving. Question 5. Dancer, Dasher, and Donner are the 3 reindeers whose names start with D. And question 6. They wouldn't let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. How'd you do? Congratulations to our winners. Drop your name and email in the chat for your prize. Merry Christmas! See you next trivia time. Now let's get ready for some praise and worship.
Look, I ain't got nothing to prove. I just gotta pray, God move. Already paid my dues. Hey, first when I pray, I move. Yeah, never gotta say it, I do. Ain't never gotta break, I'm bruised. Got banks from the place I grew. Just looking at your face, I knew. Palm tree roots, give me bass, I views. Angels flying in the place I flew. Stress roll one, straight by two. Nice one flex, going straight right you. Slide like just wanna make my move. King so blessed, I say I true. We no test like gun process. God is the best, so expect no less. Yeah.
I do believe I'm something special. Can't take that from me. So you can say what you want. I go harder, stronger. Be who I'm supposed to be. 'Cause I'm unstoppable. I get all the way in. That's the way I was made, and I'm up on my business. 'Cause I'm unstoppable. Ain't no hoping and wishing. Say a prayer, catch a wave, then I go out and get it. So I can be what I want. Try it if I want. I'm powered by the King, and He won't let me fall. No, 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 He won't let me fall. He won't let me fall. 'Cause I'm unstoppable. I dream about it, I go get it. That's how I do it. Not in the stars, I'm not lucky. I just pray through it. Fall on my face, and I might make mistakes, but I don't let it break me. 'Cause I'm still on my way. I do believe I'm something special. Can't take that from me. So you can say what you want. I go harder, stronger. Be who I'm supposed to be. 'Cause I'm unstoppable. I get all the way in it. That's the way I was made, and I'm up on my business. 'Cause I'm unstoppable. Ain't no hoping and wishing. Say a prayer, catch a wave, then I go out and get it. 'Cause I can be what I want. Try it if I want. I'm powered by the King, and He won't let me fall. No, no, no. No, 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 He won't let me fall. 'Cause I'm unstoppable. Come what may. I rest in His safety. Winds may blow, waves won't overtake me. Tears in my eyes, but I'm still gonna survive. 'Cause He's incredible, He's powerful. I'm gonna rise from the bottom, 'cause He said so. 'Cause I'm unstoppable. I get all the way in it. That's the way I was made, and I'm up on my business. 'Cause I'm unstoppable. Ain't no hoping and wishing. Say a prayer, catch a wave, then I go out and get it. 'Cause I can be what I want. Try it if I want. I'm powered by the King, and He won't let me fall. No, 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 He won't let me fall.
Yo, what's happening, Remnant fam? Welcome to this week's episode of Remnant TV. Hey, look, I want to shout out Jazz for holding down our intro. I also want to celebrate the folks who won the trivia in the chat. Make sure you drop us your contact information so we can get you your prize or what have you. Hey, man, listen, hope everybody had a good Christmas and everybody enjoyed time with their fam or whatever. But listen, it's time to get into it. Also, I hope y'all enjoyed that video, Unstoppable. I want to let y'all know that you all are unstoppable because God is on your side. But look, it's time to get into the special edition of Remnant TV. We got some special guests with us, our homegirls, Selah and Salorm, who are going to do something a little different today. They're going to be reviewing some of our most top-rated messages and DMs, and they're going to provide some commentary to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that they heard in those DMs and in those messages. So look, I want to go ahead and introduce the first clip, which comes from our most recent series about Jonah, and let's hear what Selah and Salorm got to say about this clip. Check this clip out first. God told Jonah to go to Nineveh. He did not. God caused a storm to come, and he was thrown into the sea. God arranged for the great fish to swallow Jonah. Jonah prayed while he was in the dark place. God heard him, and then the great fish spit Jonah out onto the dry land. And that's good news, because somebody believes, somebody listening to this, watching this right now, believes that they are too far gone to get back to doing what God has called them to do. And if I could, I have this string, this rope here, and let's imagine this as our life. Let's imagine this as a representation of our life, and we're not, nobody watching this is perfect. And so from this portion here to right here is, let's say this is when we were disobedient to God. We were running from God. We were doing our own thing. We're just out doing whatever, partying, just doing whatever we wanted to do. And then God got a hold of us. God got a hold of us right here. And we were this far gone, y'all. This is when we first started. This is when we were born, and we were disobedient all the way up to here, all the way up to this point. But the beauty is this. When we turn back to God, when we repent and we say, God, I need that godly sorrow. I need the sorrow that makes me turn away from my sin and come running to you. When that happens right here, look at how much life we have to serve God, to follow God, to enjoy God, to praise God, to worship God, and to have him do mighty things. Yeah, I know, I get it. I know you were disobedient from here all the way up until this point. I get it. But when you repent, God, I know what I was doing was wrong. And he says, I got you. I got you, my daughter. I got you, my son. You good. We straight. 1 John 1 verse 9 says this. God is faithful to cleanse those who confess their sins and make them as white as snow. Like, I got you. Now that you repented, let's focus on what we have in front of us. Let's focus on all of what I'm calling you to do so that you can be obedient and love me. And guess what? I never stop loving you, even in your disobedience. That's a good word. That's a word of encouragement and hope to somebody watching. Listen, y'all, be encouraged by Jonah's story. We have all been Jonahs.
Wow, that was a really good message. What did you get from it?
One thing that I got from it was that, like, even if you're far away from God with your journey with him, you can always turn back to him and live a purposeful and fulfilled life. What about you?
Wow. I learned that you can always turn back to God when you're on the wrong path and it's not too late. After you repent, you can start the process of turning back to him.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Let's get back to the other video.
B, and I think it's either B-E-R-G or B-U-R-G, and it's called the 5 Laws of Stratospheric Success.
Mm-hmm.
And the first law is to give more in value than you receive in payment.
Wow.
And Bob Berg says, now one of the other laws is don't block your blessing when it come back, okay? But we're not gonna talk about that law. But that first law, when I read it, and you can check it out on YouTube too, and they got a 20-minute thing, and you can see, and you're like, wow, I get it. His whole thing is, when you treat people, when some people withhold information. They believe that, if I'm in real estate, if you're in real estate, oh, I can't tell him that because he might copy off me. It's actually completely the opposite. The more you give, see, you can't beat God.
Wow.
And so, but see, the secular man, the Romans talks about how he doesn't, it's like foolishness. He don't understand. The more you pour out, first of all, you're gonna have joy. Jesus, others, and you. First of all, you have joy, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Number 2, you're gonna get, because you think these kids I mentioned, they're gonna come back when I'm old? Oh yeah, they're gonna come back. I'm gonna need some help, okay? I'm gonna need some help. Trust me on that. But the last thing, and I'm gonna go back to the joy, there's nothing better than seeing a young person successful. There's nothing better than seeing you successful. There's nothing better. Nothing better. What good is it for you to have a big old house and your man's struggling?
Sure.
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
That's good, man. So we're gonna wrap this up. What are your final takeaways, like a final thought, maybe a final idea that you would give to these students so they could leave this conversation or leave this episode of Remnant TV and then be able to go and do something to establish a relationship with somebody that can take them further, that can take them, you know, because this is what I say. A mentor is somebody whose hindsight is your foresight. So what I can look back and say, yeah, if I would have known this, I would have done this.
Yeah.
Like I can give that to somebody who's trying to get to where I am or trying to do what I'm doing.
Yes.
So like that's one way to kind of put a mentor in the pocket, like as far as the definition, somebody whose hindsight is your foresight.
Yeah.
So what final thought or what final idea or takeaway would you give to these students as far as the mentor relationship before we wrap up?
So this year at Woodstream Church, there was a young adult conference, and the leaders asked me to do it was all based on wellness, and leadership asked me to do a cohort on financial wellness. And what God gave me in the financial wellness cohort was mentorship and the importance of it. And I forgot about that until about 5:10. And I was looking for something and that popped up. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, look at God. So I want to give that to you. That is some documentation I have that you could circulate potentially. But let me speak specifically about it. Knock, listen, act, and knock again. I think that, you know, the best way to lose weight is to start working out. There's no, and watch what you're eating. There's no like hidden, you know, you have to take initiative. When it comes to mentorship, if you want a mentor, you need to take action. It needs to be a priority. Meaning, what do you do for things that are priorities, right? You really want to get into Villanova. You really want to get into Penn State. You start praying about that thing. You really want a car. You start praying about that thing. When you really want something, you start praying about it. So number one, when something's a priority, pray about it. So if you want a mentor, you need to pray about it. You say, Lord, help me to find a mentor. Help me, reveal. And so God reveals people. He really does. The problem is we don't ask. That's number one. Number two, understand that all you need to do is ask the person, say, hey, can I get you some coffee? Can I, can I talk to you? That's all it takes. And so what happens is, now that you've prayed about it and you've taken action, God does the rest. Now, you just can't stop with that one time. I think the problem is not young people, but it's really all people. We're in a very microwave society where we want a mentor right now, and we want to be rich right now, and we want to have everything right now. And sometimes you go through situations and you learn from it. And that mentor was good for that season, but you know what? You have to start.
Good.
You can't be waiting on the Lord to crack the sky. And so, like I said with the guy, Dr. Joe, who is a mentor of mine, who I've probably called over the course of the last 3 years, maybe 4 times. And I'm like, hey, I got some questions for you. You know, he is a mentor. You better believe it. I call him and I'm transparent with him. And I'm like, bro, I've never bought a brownstone. I don't want to make a mistake. Can you give me some things to look out for? And he's like, well, don't get it over at such and such. And I'm like, why? He's like, man. And I'm like, really? No idea. I had no idea. That right there saved me who knows what. So the takeaway, and I like the fact, Minister Dre, that you're ending with the action, because a lot of times we get convicted and then we get excited, but we don't apply anything specific. And so for people that are listening to this, hear what I'm saying. Pray about it. And then while you are seeking out who that is, try to hear from God. And the Lord will do his thing. And you'll be blessed. And it doesn't mean that that person's the right person for the next 20 years. It might be a solid mentor for the next year to get you to the next stage of life.
Got you.
That's
good. So listen, fam, y'all watching this, y'all heard what my big bro said. Pray. And then that's number one. And then 1A is to wait. Wait until that person or those persons have been revealed to you. And then 2, ask. And the thing about information, like right now, music, of course, I'm gonna use music for example. Music is property. Somebody create, in fact, on YouTube, if you put a video up there and you play somebody's song on it, YouTube gonna flag you down and say, copyright infringement. Like, you cannot take that song and then use it as your own. The same is with intellectual property. So the reason why Corey is saying, ask that person and then ask them to like try to buy them coffee is because you just don't want to go and then suck up information and be like, all right, thank you, and roll out. At least pay for something, at least offer to pay for something. Y'all out there with them J's on, y'all out there.
I don't know if any of you guys can relate. Type in the chat if you can relate, or no if you don't. That my mom was telling me that I had a group of friends in middle school, and she was like, they're not who they say they are. And I was just all like, oh my god, my mom doesn't know what she's talking about. They're actually really nice. And a situation happened where 2 of my friends turned on me, and they turned out to be exactly how my mom told them. And I feel like that was God revealing to me that like people aren't who they say they are, and yeah, that's just revealing a person to you. Another one that I can say that happened was when we talking about the mentor. I won a Teen Boss Academy Award, and she and she turned out to be my mentor. Now I think that was just it wasn't really like a personal mentor. She was supposed to mentor me in my business. I think that was another way of God showing me that she can also be my personal mentor and help me out personally with my business. What about you, Sam?
What I took from the video was that when Mr. Corey was saying pray to God, and Dondre added on saying, and then wait. Sometimes when I pray, I want to answer like right at the moment, because it's like I don't feel like waiting. I need to understand why this keeps happening, or why this person keeps doing this. What should I do? Stuff like that. So I need to work on that.
Yeah, I get that too. Because like, and I don't get an answer right away. I just be like, do you even hear me? Because
exactly.
Like,
is he even there?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now back to the next video.
That's awesome, because keeping in mind our viewers, our Remnant family, these are middle and high school students. And so there might be a student watching right now who's like, yeah, I could be Black excellence when I get in my 20s or when I get my family, which, yeah, you can. But to your point, Tamika, how can you frame that up and how can you package that up for like, a teenager?
Black excellence is as simple as when your parent or guardian tells you to do something in the house, like a chore or whatever you're responsible for, that you do it with the best of your ability, that you do it not because, they're your parent. You're doing it to kind of help out, to be a part of the family, to contribute. And I know that sounds like craziness to our crowd right now, right? But another example is probably like doing your schoolwork or your sports to the best of your ability, Black excellence is a choice. It's not something that you're necessarily born with. You can choose. There are people who have less than, the average person, and yet they can choose to be Black excellent or excellent, whether they're Black or another color. But we're talking about Black excellence right now. They could choose to be the best server at a restaurant right now, and that is still Black excellence. I think when we think about Black excellence, we think about the President Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, and Oprah and all those other people. Well, they got to that level. They became Obama and Oprah Winfrey, not through the magazines and television and through the political scene, by just being a regular, everyday human, right, making the decision, a bunch of decisions after the other to be excellent in that moment, got them where they are. So we can't wait until the big moment to be Black excellent. We have to be Black. We have to be excellent right now as a child to my parents, as a sibling to my brothers and sisters, as a cousin, as a niece, as a nephew, as a student, and so on.
The thing I want to just kind of pull out real quick or highlight that you said was that excellent Black excellence is made a choice, a decision at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's decisions that can lead you up to, you know what I mean, whatever platform that you aspire to get to, but it doesn't happen like that. It's literally a decision at a time.
And I think to add on to that, is doing those things that will make your family or your parents or whoever you look up to or your ancestors proud. So you making those decisions on a day-to-day basis, knowing they're positive decisions. That's a key thing too. Positive decisions that you're making to impact someone, your life, someone else's life, to make that better or yourself better. So, you know, like you're saying, working out, you're helping your health, you're making your health better, you know, so that way you can do these things to keep you going on a day-to-day, keeping your mind clear, doing those type of things. So taking those steps every day, making those decisions every day that are in a positive step towards excellence, or something that you think like, hey, if I do this right now, will my parents be proud of me? Or will the person I look up to be proud of me? And that right there is excellence in itself too. Yeah. So all of those positive things and those things in mind that you're keeping in mind to, you know, for who it may impact later on in a positive way. So, you know, great point too.
Miss Tanika said some really amazing stuff that Mom has been telling me for a long time. Yes. Like, you can't just do things and rush through them and not give your best, because, I mean, clearly Miss Tamika said that is what Black excellence is, and that doing your best can take you so very far, like chores and schoolwork and homework and sports. What do you think?
Well, I think that Miss Tamika was talking about how Black excellence is just a choice. You have to work for what you want. You can't just do one thing and be like, oh, I'm just done. I have Black excellence now. While Mr. Christian said that Black excellence is something you do in order to impress or make someone you look up to happy, and I really agree with that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Let's hop into the next video.
There are some things in your life that nags you, that gets on your nerves. It's like a thorn in your side that you're not smart enough. You're not powerful enough. You're not witty enough. You can't come up with the best strategy in order to get rid of the thorn. You have to call on God to tap into his power. That's the only way. In fact, the scripture says, my power works best in your weakness. My power works best in your weakness. Now, let's talk about this thing. What can my thorn look like, Minister Dre? I don't know. But I got a few ideas. Maybe it's people who got a certain type of, vibe, or people got a certain type of personality. Like for me, it's the people who think they know everything. Like, how you know everything about everything, bruh? Like, you the expert on everything. That's impossible. Okay, that's just me. A thorn could be your relationship with your siblings. Your thorn could be a relationship with your parents. Regardless of what it is, why is the most important. God, you got this right here because you're trying to grow me. God, you got this thorn in my side because you want me to rely on you more. God, whenever I get into it with my parents, you want me to come to you. God, whenever I get into it with my siblings, you want me to come to you. Because in my own strength, I can't do it. But in my weakness, that's when your power shows up. See, y'all got to identify what it is so you can know when to tap into God's power. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. The only way you're able to receive that power is by staying connected to God. Whatever it is, Whatever it takes to keep me near, Lord, put it there. You know, the thing that's really crazy is I want to show y'all something. Take a look at this really brief clip, and I want you to watch this video and see what things really look like when we try to do things in our own power and not rely on God. Watch this.
Look. Oh. We'll get somebody to clean that up. We're the ones that gotta clean that up.
Y'all see that? Like, that's a prime example of what we look like when we don't tap into God's power. When our weaknesses show up, we make a mess. And God is a loving enough God that he's able to clean it up and take care of it. But I believe God is saying this: I want you to call on me. I want you to come to me. I want you to tap into my power before I have to clean it up. Matter of fact, I want you to tap into my power, not after you mess it up, but tap into my power before you even get to trying to fix it, and then watch my power work on your behalf. That's where we got to get to, y'all, in our relationship with God. God, whatever it takes to keep me near, put it there. And I believe, y'all, that God is calling us to a deeper level. That God is calling us to a deeper relationship with him. And in order to get connected to his power, you got to stay near. You cannot be socially distant from God. That's not going to connect us to his power. And God will use something like a thorn in order to allow us to experience his power. So whatever it takes to keep me near, Lord, put it there. Let's.
On the last video, one thing that I took away was that, you have to rely on God for everything that you do. Otherwise, sometimes one end up in disasters. It's the same thing that goes with your parents. I mean, I know that sometimes, like, I'll do stuff like that with my mom, and then, like, stuff that's, like, really important, and then it'll always end up with a disaster because I gotta consult her, and I always go to my mom and say, Mom, oh, this happened, and then she'll have to be the one to fix it for me. But it's the same thing with God. You can't just do that because, I mean, it weighs a ton, I guess, and it most likely will always end in a disaster. It probably won't ever go away.
The takeaway I took was when you use the clip inside the clip, because technically the clip was saying that we met when we think we know things, and we don't go to God, and our life starts to go downhill, and now we're like, God, you need to fix this, why me, why this, why that? And it's like, we don't need to do that. We need to actually seek him and try to, before life disasters, you need to already be with him, trying to seek him, not just when disasters are here.
Yo, Sailor and Salorm, man, thank y'all for that. That was excellent. Yo, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Hey, look, you saw something today. You saw Sailor and Salorm holding it down. You saw Jazz holding it down. And y'all in there, y'all like, you know what? I think I want to contribute to Remnant TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you can shoot a video and do an intro, close out, whatever, do some commentary, man, we would love to get with you, man. If that's you and you interested, you can DM us on our Instagram at remnant.fw, or you can shoot us an email at remnantfw@zionchurch.org. Either one of those, whatever way you want to hit us up, do that so we can connect with you and get you plugged in so you can make your contribution to the next Remnant TV. Yo, before I get out of here, I got two things I want to mention. One, I want to shout out everybody who pulled up to Cooking with Remnant last Sunday. Man, shout out to everybody who pulled up. Cooking with Remnant was dope. Man, that grilled cheese delight, that apple crisp, whew, that soup, like all that was so bomb. Like Chef, also shout out to Chef. Derek Campbell, man, thank you for leading us and showing us how to put that stuff together, man. It was definitely delicious. So shout out to Chef Cam. Shout out to everybody who pulled up. And then the next thing I want to do is remind you all of New Year's Eve, y'all. New Year's Eve, we got an experience that you do not want to miss. Trust me. Like, it's going to go down December 31st at 10:45 p.m. on our Zion Church Youth YouTube channel. It's going to be dope, man. We got Pastor Sean McBride who got a word. We got some dope music from PJ Edmond. And then we got Pretty V on the lineup. Y'all know who Pretty V is. Y'all follow her on the gram. So y'all know she going to be super hilarious. So, man, look, tell a friend. Make sure you pull up. And we got some giveaways that night, too. So you definitely want to make sure you are online again at 10:45 on December 31st. Man, I'm so hyped. I'm ready. Man, let's go. See y'all on New Year's Eve.
Game time. Y'all all ready?
Let's do
Born
it.
ready, brother.
Listen, but before we do this, can we get in some more comfortable clothes?
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Listen, well, make sure y'all sitting down because there's some good news and y'all need to get comfortable. Let's get comfortable.
Yes, sir. Bro, what happened to you?
What you mean? I'm comfortable. Speaking of comfortable, make sure you are there for the Zion Church Youth New Year's Experience, The Last Laugh. Pastor Dre, tell them about it.
Listen, man, December 31st, 10:45 p.m. on our Zion Church Youth YouTube channel. Talk to him, Pastor Steph.
Hey, listen, my good man PJ Edmond coming through with his band, Pastor Sean McBride. And don't forget, Pretty V, y'all. Woo! I say Pretty V, y'all. Let's go!
Let's get it. Hey!
Hey! Hey!